This remark was so unexpected and so shocking that Topola burst out laughing.
As you see, messieurs et mesdames, on the question of politics, the Pierrot is but a wooden doll.
None of the guests were laughing.
A doll indeed,
said the Marquis solemnly. He turned to his guests.
I can assure you, my dear friends, that such a thing would never happen here. It must be an English doll.
There was a ripple of nervous laughter.
In that country of barbarians, yes, maybe. Look at what they did to their King Charles I. Chopped off his head. We would never fall so low.
There was a murmur of approval. Everyone applauded. Count Kaliowski watched with interest. He had sat there, judge and jury on the fate of Topola and Tetu, and had come to his verdict. This would be their last ever performance. After tonight, the old fool and his friend would be dead.
Thank you, that will be all, said the Marquis, dismissing Topola. I believe the entertainment, if you can call it that, is over.
Not quite yet, said the Count. I believe Monsieur Topola is celebrated for a trick that he does with a pistol. He is the only man in Europe who claims that no bullet can harm him.
Impossible,
said the Marquis. Well then, let us see for ourselves, said the Count. Topola was on his own. In his mind's eye he saw the Grim Reaper climb out of the wooden skull, grow in size and stand there watching him, just like Kaliowski. For one moment he contemplated escaping, but he could see Milk-Eye standing guard at the library doors. If he ran, it would be the end for all of them. He who thought himself a coward now showed the bravery of a lion. Always the showman, he brought out the pistol and the bullet and showed them to the audience.
I will prove to you that I am invincible. This bullet will be fired at my very heart, and yet I will live to tell the tale. Now, I require an assistant.
He looked out into the audience, knowing full well who would stand up.
You need someone with an accurate eye. I flatter myself that I am that man,
said Count Kaliowski. Topola wished that he'd at least drunk more of the Marquis's very fine cognac. He loaded the pistol and handed it to the Count, who took his time inspecting it. Only Topola saw that with a sleight of hand he had interfered with the weapon.
When I raise my handkerchief, you will fire.
Wait, said the Count. Have you forgotten? Should you not say some magic words to keep you safe? Oh, Topola remembered all right, but he knew there were no words to keep him safe. The Count's voice broke through his memories. No bullet?
No bullet,
repeated Topola, can harm me. I have drunk from the cup of everlasting life. With these words he walked away bravely as if he were about to fight a duel, though unlike Kaliowski, he was unarmed. He looked his murderer straight in the eyes as he lifted his white handkerchief.
Fire!
The Count pulled the trigger. There was a loud retort, followed by the acrid smell of gunpowder and scorched flesh. Topola stumbled, and the audience gasped as they watched the handkerchief he was holding turn bright red. Topola held up the bullet and showed it to the audience. He staggered forwards to take a final bow. The curtains were drawn, and the audience clapped politely.
By now they'd lost interest. "Most peculiar," said the Marquis. "Come, I think we're all in need of champagne. Let us go upstairs, where the card tables demand our attention." The great library doors were opened and music filtered into the room. The Marquis led the way out, quite forgetting his daughter, who stood staring transfixed at the curtains as the other guests filed past her. None of them turned round as there was a thud from backstage. Death had made his entrance on the small stage. He was all too visible to the magician. He had the strangest sensation of becoming detached from his body, connected only by spider threads of silver memory. Now he was floating up over the guests, past the crowded bookshelves towards the bright painted ceiling. The silver threads snapped, and he was free. Caught in a gust of wind, he was blown out of the library into the hall, where the doors had been opened to let in a latecomer. The snow flurried in as Jacques Topelin glided out into the dark night. He saw no more, he heard no more, he was no more. Jan had rushed with Tetu to help. He'd taken one look at Topelin and seen Death's black gown trail across the stage. Tetu put his head to Topelin's chest, listening for a heartbeat. He shook his head. There was nothing to be done. "It's never gone wrong before. Why now?" cried Jan. Tetu was examining the weapon.
"The pistol has been tampered with. Topelin didn't stand a chance. He was murdered."